I say howdy.
I say, yo.
Welcome to the Big Book Bros, man. We episode 15. Oh my goodness. Well, you should already know if you're new to this channel, if you're doing the live stream, we just keep it short and sweet on this part of the channel. Usually we just talk about anything nerd related. So first things first, on my side is this episode going to be a little bit different because it's really just going to be me talking on this whole episode. So I'll try not to bore y'all out, and just keep repeating myself. So I got Bossman here going to watch over me, make sure I can keep this smooth and clean. So what I brought with me today, I got two graphic novels by the Dark Horse company. I really like Dark Horse because they've done some of the Aliens, and I just ordered some Predators comics from them. So I was like, let me get something different. So this isn't Marvel, this isn't DC, and this isn't mangas. But one of the two books I got, the first one is The Last Dragon. It's Dark Horse. It was written by Jane Hewlin, and the art was by Rebecca Guile. And then the second one by Dark Horse is the Apocalyptic Girl. It was written and drawn both by Andrew McLean. So probably first things first, I need to give my shout outs just for all the people that's been helping me out. I definitely need to give a shout out to Airless Saul. He's really been helping out with some artwork and this stuff, keeping me up to date. He's also done a good artwork for Greco Bully Camp. You should look him up. I believe he'll be posting that, the artwork of Guap. I loved it. And then that's pretty much what I'm going to do from my shout outs. I'll get to it later. But first, The Last Dragon. I would probably want to do the ratings first before I get into the story. For me,
Yo, Mickel.
Yo.
Quick, what's both of the artists and both of the writers, what's some of the work that they've done before?
To be honest, so for The Last Dragon, the writer Jane Hewlin, this is really like the first I ever heard of her, and then the artist as well, Rebecca Guile. I don't know none of their stuff. They had like little side projects, but this is really first for both of them, for them. And then Andrew McLean, he's done some other stuff which I can look up while I'm talking about The Last Dragon, because I heard a couple of other stuff. And
how did you hear about them? How'd you hear about both books?
So, I was on Twitter, which Twitter, a lot of people should already know, is not especially for opinions, but there's different comic groups, and then I was on Twitter and Reddit, just looking at some new graphic novels for like 2019, 2018. What was some of the best stuff? So I came across on the Twitter group, and they was talking about how Apocalyptic Girl was like one of the best modern graphic novels, some of the best stuff that you can have out. I believe this came out in 2019 for Apocalyptic Girl. No, excuse me. Apocalyptic Girl was 2020, so this was fresh and brand new. Yeah, they were like, you need to get this for beginning of your 2020. So they was like, this is some of the hot stuff you can get. And then for The Last Dragon, I know this one's a little bit older. This sucker came out. When did Last Dragon came out? Last Dragon came out around 2016. So a lot of people was like, if you like the art style, which I'll talk about The Last Dragon first, they said you should like it. And especially, I love my mythology. I like my mythology, the histories, the Greek mythology, the Egyptian, just those and Norse mythology, those stories. So they was like, if you want something like that, definitely look into The Last Dragon. So I was like, all right, shoot, let me pick it up. But on Twitter, they was definitely talking about Apocalyptic Girl, saying one of the best graphic novels of 2020. And then The Last Dragon was like something that you should just kind of have your collection for, like, just you collecting books. So I was like, let me look at it. So both of them I got from in stock trades. This is how we do here, in stock trades. And of course, comic book stores, once they be opening back up, I'm gonna give my shout outs to them. But I ain't got my stuff since back in March. And then what's been going on with the Blue Diamond, not Blue Diamond, the Diamond company that did for comic books. Stuff is like out of whack. But anyways, and let me put in Andrew McLean so I can make sure I got the right stuff, because he did some. See, all right, but I'll just run through when I run through it. Probably when I talk about The Last Dragon, maybe you can look him up if you can do that for me. All right, you hear me?
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, Andrew McLean for the Apocalyptic Girl to see some of the other stuff. But anyway, The Last Dragon. So for me, The Last Dragon, I would actually for the artwork by itself, because you can always look at a book cover. I would actually give this like a 5 out of 10. Like I would put it halfway. Because it was different because what they did for the art, the artist Rebecca Guan, they use watercolors. So watercolors is it's a unique style when they do their paint. When people use that for painting, but the first 20 pages, oh my gosh, it was amazing. Just for the artwork. Like this is something that you see in the murals. This is stuff that, it's like those old books, and it is really good. It's really got some nice details. My downside is this is my downside because this wasn't like a regular comic book where you get your single issues. My downside was after every couple of certain pages, this book is only maybe about 110 pages. After every certain amount of pages, the art style was going down. It was going down. It like you can tell the details, what they had in the characters, they was losing it. So I didn't know if that was intentional just because it was getting towards the end, or again with watercolors, it's kind of hard how the paint settles, how they do the pictures, and I don't know. I just didn't know. So like some of the characters that I can show off, it was in great details, like how they got some of these characters, just kind of how they painted it. So I like that. I really did. But when my attention started really, I started to notice. I really started to notice the attention to some of the art where it was like, it looked like scribble. So like here's another one. I like how they had to detail that woman, and just how they got some of the stuff in paintings. So the basic story for the Last Dragon is they kind of set it up the speech in Shakespearean. So they really say like thou, out, this and that, and so they kind of give you a prologue how so they it's just so they give I'm live. So they give so my bad, I get interrupted. So they give the story of how there's a huge war between the dragons and the humans, and then it was like after 200 years there was no dragons. There was peace in the eastern countries, there's peace in the Midlands, and then it was like, but wait, there's something that's running miss. There's one more dragon, the last dragon. So it's starting to start showing paintings of how the dragon gets bigger and older, and then it'll flip to the main character, which her name is Tansy. So you'll kind of hear about how she's a unique girl. She's a daughter of a healer. She has like two different sisters, and I know I just showed a picture of her and her sisters, and it was something unique. It really, really was. So like here, let me do it again. See, like they're the up top is the big sister, with the one in the middle is her, and the one on the bottom right is Tansy. And she remind me of the Dragon Queen from Game of Thrones. So that's Game of Thrones. So that's kind of funny. But anyways, the story shows of Tansy. She's just kind of wandering through the village and the forest, and especially with her father, who's also is a healer and a merchant, and she just kind of has a unique way with nature. So as the story progresses of her gathering things, you hear about them talking about the old stories of the dragons. They hear, there's no such thing as dragons, or, you have other people like, yeah, we heard about the dragons, but they're gone. It's been over 200 years. They ain't seen no dragons. And then it's like they'll cut to where that last dragon, as it gets older, as it's eaten, they'll start showing it going to different villages and in different stuff how it's eating. First it's like small rats and stuff, then it's cows, and then deers, horse, and it's go crazy. Then it's like they talk about like I said, it's like a Shakespearean. They talk about how to tell them a story. They're like, once they start tasting humans, that's when they start ravaging. That's when they start going crazy. So one shot, like I said, they had really good art, really good painting. And what kind of foreshadows too with it is they show the animal or different plants near these characters. So it kind of shows what gives off their vibe. But Tansy father, he goes out, he goes out collecting herbs, this and that. And then one of the shots that I like was showing, hey, the dragon's there, it sees Tansy's father, and you believe, and then it shows, doesn't really show, but shows it off screen. You see what happens the dragon eats the father. So like this one, like I said, definitely I like the art. This him walking, and then let me move my finger. Um, that's the last dragon to the left. Now the dragon doesn't have a name because no one doesn't name it. They just call it the dragon. And then you see Tansy father. He looked like an old Asian man, but it shows the reference of the animals, how they eating, how the bigger prey is eating the smaller prey. So it shows Tansy father. She's been eaten. He's been eaten and killed. So again, the story kind of progresses. It shows a little bit of what happens. The father got eaten by the dragon, but a lot of people are like, okay, what happened? What's going on? And Tandy kind of figured, is it a dragon? And then she'll overcome, she'll figure it out, okay, a dragon's here. And then the dragon comes back in the village. And so the story starts to get to, the adventure, the quest that they were like, okay, we need a hero. They were like, you got the religious aspect. They were like, how can the village defend? And then there was like, we need to go on a quest. And then you need to start finding a hero. So another part of the main three characters, you got the dragon, which they really don't speak. So actually the main two, excuse me, you'll just have Tansy, which is the healer's daughter, the healer's daughter, excuse me, and then the hero named Lancelot. So not Lancelot, but Lancelot. So that was kind of funny how they did it on him. So he's the burlesque blonde hero dude looking like He-Man or Thor, and his people see him at the tavern. And then it kind of gets kind of cliche when you see a lot of stories, or really when you read and watch any stories with the heroes. So he looks like the best guy. He's telling off stories at the tavern of what's going on. He's the best of whatever he's done. But then you figure out he's a liar. All the stories he's talking about, he a liar. He don't know what he's doing. He just wants money, and then he's just a drunk. He has the looks and the gimmick, but that's it. So they'll go back to the village with the hero, and then you'll start to figure out, okay, how can you stop the dragon? And then it's like, when is the dragon coming back? Can the hero really save them? Can they do this, and that? And it's weird. So the dragon doesn't really attack the village every day. They were like, the dragon only attacks when it's hungry or when it's finished digesting the food. So I was like, okay, that makes sense. And then they figure out the dragon has a weakness to a special plant that comes around when the dragon's sleeping. So they'll use that, like I said, with the plants and the animals as a hindsight. What's going to happen next? This is what's going to go into. This is what you need to do. And then the hero, he got to overcome his own challenges of, Lancelot's not really a hero. He just fakes, he fakes everything. He just does what he wanted to do. So it was pretty good. It was cliche just because you can kind of figure it out. But the way how they fought the dragon was something I never really thought was weird. It was just weird. So, and I don't mind spoiling because, as I said, this is a short graphic novel. And if I'm not feeling, I'm just going to tell you all the beans. I'll spill the beans. They start building kites. And the reason why the villagers are building kites is, one, you hear about Lancelot, his special gifts or his unique powers is he's one of the best kite flyers. And I was like, where's this going? So the plants that I mentioned, and the reason why, we talk about, I kept saying that Tansy is a healer is because she's good with the herbs. So she figures out she can make a concoction with the herbs that's around the dragons and other stuff, and basically makes explosion, powerful chemicals against the dragon. And then they put that with Lancelot because he's going to be flying, a kite. He's flying a dragon kite to kind of distract the dragon, and they want to use it as a bomb to get rid of the main dragon. So I thought that was something. I was like, okay. But, it was different. I didn't think he was going to fight off the dragon because I thought it was going to be kind of old school. You had the knights, the magic, stuff like that. But they were using kite flying, and then they kind of used the kite as a bomb. So I was like, all right, but it was different. It was unique. Like I said, the art, I gave it a 5 out of 10 because, as I said, it really did catch me with the watercolors, and especially me feeling and getting into it. But like I said, as you keep going on through the story, it just started losing details. So like Lancelot, Lancelot and Tansy, and that's what I said. I don't know if it was intentional of the artist to kind of digress the art as the story's coming to a conclusion. But like some of the stuff, like right here with Tansy and Lancelot, it was just looking weird. Like they just didn't, it didn't have all the full features that they had a little bit earlier. Stuff looks out of place, and then when I get really further towards like the last 20 pages, I was just like, what's going on? So hold on, let me find a really good one. So like they was doing something weird, like I didn't like how his face was just looking here and there. They really wasn't showing a lot of Tansy. And it was just something. It was something different. But yeah, that's what I said. As the story's starting to get towards the end of it, like here we go. Lancelot. This is Tansy Young for Lancelot. Like they just start showing less and less detail, and I was like, nah. I was like, nah. And that's what I said. If it was like different artists, then I could understand. But if it was the same one, I was like, nah. But long story short, with the whole plot of them filling the kite with bombs and then trying to kill the dragon, it was, yeah, that's what I said. That was something different. I would never really thought of using kites to kill a dragon, filling up with explosives and those plants and stuff. So that was different. But the dragon gets killed towards the end, and then it was like happily ever after. Dudes like that was the end. That was the end of the story. That was it. And it was like, there's no more dragons. Dude, like, there's not going to be any more dragons. There's not going to be another dragon that's going to pop up a couple more years or a couple more hundreds of years. It was like, that's it. It was like, that was it. So, that's what I said. It's a quick, definitely a quick short story. Well, I wouldn't say a short read. It's about 143 pages. So, depending on your reader, well, shit, I bust that out in about 40 minutes, just because like I said, the writing and the wording was definitely old school, that Shakespearean. So if you don't know a lot of the words or how they translate the stuff, you might have to look over it a couple of times. But otherwise, it was all right. Would I recommend it for everybody? Like if this is one of my recommendation lists, I would actually probably say no, but I would probably put it up to grads for a maybe, just because this might be something that people would like to read as a good, just a good side story, a good book. Definitely not a collection, because like I said, this is it. This is the one and only of it. So it was something that I was like, let me see if there's more of it. But he was like, nah, that's it. But artwork, like I said, 5 out of 10. I was kind of getting into it. I was like, okay, it looked really good, really, defined, unique. But then, that's what I said, as it kept going with the story, it was like less details. And then, like I said, the face kept changing, which, I can understand. There's watercolors and there was painting. So I was like, okay. But, it just started going out of shape. And then I was like, nah. But all in all, it's something I don't know. Age restriction really. You could let a little kid read this, but like I said, with the language of how they speak, I don't know. Unless they've been studying it. Definitely like middle school and up. Yeah, definitely they can read that. But elementary, I don't think so. Any of the adults out here that wants to get it or kind of give it for their kids or young ones. I'll probably say no. Just like I said, if you're an adult and you buy this book, and like I said, you want it for your collection, you like the medieval stories, the dragons, all those old school, and that's what I said for the wording too, then yeah, this probably definitely up your alley. And like I said, especially for art wise, it was different. But it wasn't consistent, and then that's what I said. I could put my 2 cents in, and I can always figure, it's not gonna be always the same, but nah. So all in all, yeah, like I said, art 5 out of 10. The plot and story was something. Like I said, it was kind of cliche how you could feel the theme, definitely the theme, but how they executed it was like okay, and it was like. That was it. So would I reread this again? Nah. I said nah. This isn't gonna be this is definitely not something I'll probably reread. I'll definitely be putting this up on eBay. sometime next month or sometime in July once I start packing up all my other stuff to sell. But that's pretty much it for The Last Dragon. Did you have any quick questions, Daniel, for this one?
I sure don't.
Oh, this made me a nice movie. But anyways, so that was it for The Last Dragon. This next one is Apocalyptic Girl. Like I said, this was by Andrew McLean. Did you find anything that he made? Because the name is familiar, but
No, I didn't.
yeah, so that's how I figured this was something new. I didn't know both of them. Like I knew The Last Dragon, both the artist and the writer. You're just going to be a 2-page introduction how they met. Like it shows them how they met in the city, and they just kind of want to make something, and that was it. So this is really their first stuff. I know they might have other stuff out because this is back in 2016. Yeah, Jane Yulin and Rebecca Guao for The Last Dragon, but Andrew McLean for Apocalyptic Girl. I've been seeing a couple people, on Twitters or on comic, like comic stuff, like comic groups on Instagram, and people would message me. They were like, "You need to get this. You need to get this." They was like, "This is really unique and kind of has a twist to it." So I'll get into this one. Like I said, this is Apocalyptic Girl by Andrew again McLean. So this really came out in 2020, early 2020, and this was like one of the hottest graphic novels. Straight up, before I open this book, I give this artwork. Man, Daniel, guess what do you think I'm gonna guess? What do you think I'm gonna guess? Will I give this artwork? I don't know if you can hear me. Yo, Danny, he probably can't even hear me on this one. Well, the artwork for this book, The Apocalyptic Girl, I gave The Last Dragon a 5 out of 10. This one, I really push it for a 3, maybe a 4. The art was something that I didn't think it would do, because like we talk about it plenty of times, the cover can always mislead you, so you always got to put that to mind. But cover art is something that kind of attracts you too. However, like literally the first 2 pages of just showing the main girl, her name is Aria, it's kind of French, looking at this face and like how they kind of drew her, I was not feeling it. I was not feeling that one bit. I felt, they kind of punched me in the gut. So, and that's what I said. The art, the cover page did remind me of something that I would probably see from like Kick-Ass, but couple of the stuff how they did her, I was like, no. I was like, no. But although you can have crappy art, but you can have a good story. So artwork, I gave it a 3 out of 4. Plot. So the main stuff is you have this French girl. Her name is Aria, and she doesn't really tell you about her past ship, but she kind of leads into she's on Earth, and her main job is like she's a scavenger, but she also gets missions on her bracelets to like go rebuild stuff, repair, go to this next area, and that's just kind of basic. That's how you see with a lot of apocalypse theme, end of the world things. You got the the lone warrior, the lone soldier just kind of collecting, trying to find the next search point, the next this or that, and figure it out. But with her, she's not really looking for life. She's trying to repair a robot. So the robot is named Gus. Let me see if I can pull this out. And you kind of see it just sitting there, that little, that big old gray thing. And like I said, her job is just to fix them up and then kind of collect and scavenge points. These points and these materials for the next, for whatever her next mission is. So it shows that she's been doing this job for about 6 years, but then you'll figure out that technically she was only supposed to be doing it for like 3 months. So, okay, it's gonna lead you into like what happened for why this and this happened. Why did the Earth is a war zone? Why the Earth is dead? Why is it's an apocalypse? Why is the end of the end of the world? So They'll give you a kind of a quick story of how it happened with society. People were kind of trying to be peaceful, but like this violent rage and war, and then it kind of leads and gets you speculating. Okay, it was a nuclear holocaust. Warheads. The basic. How stuff ends with the Earth. So that's how you get a little bit of the main theme, but you also got people who are called she calls them the stripes. These people, they straight up, they remind me of people from Braveheart. They got like the blue face paint on, and they're just like they're just like mutants. They're like mutants. They're like aliens. They just look weird. They speak their own little language, and they just, same thing. They want food. They want to do stuff. They kill and they just go crazy. So let me find a good one. I showed a screenshot. Oh, definitely this book is not for kids. Definitely this is for teens. Straight up, they got the language and then definitely the blood. They got blood. And, it's kind of cartoonish because, I was feeling off on it just because, like I said, how they did the artwork, I was like, nah. But straight up, killing off she's trying to kill off one of the little she calls them the stripes. Hold on, let me get it right. She cutting off the arms. They shooting at her. She got blood. She going crazy. She'll be cursing in on here. So now I was like, oh shoot, that's some like. Here's another one. She freaking evaporated a dude. You got yourself a whole blood splatter over there. She covered in blood, all of that. So I was like, oh shoot, she violent. So definitely I was like, okay. So anyways, she's still scavenging. She's scavenging. She's trying to figure out all the stuff she needs. She's trying to figure out more what to do and just trying to get, like you said, then the next mission, the next response from whatever. Halfway to the actually not even halfway, 2/3 towards the story, there is a major plot twist of how and what just happened. So a little bit is she fixed the robot, she got the material she needed, but it was these aliens, yeah, these aliens, there's aliens in here. So these aliens came to the Earth, and they just started destroying the cities and just all this other craziness. And I won't, spoilers. I won't really spoil too much. I don't know how I'm feeling about the story, but this plot just kind of changed kind of changed my aspect of what happened of the beginning of the story, because this plot twist was something oh, okay. A lot of movies can't pull off this plot twist when it comes to like the end of the world and stuff like that. So she didn't die. Yeah, I'm not gonna spoil it. I don't want to spoil it. She didn't die. Nothing too crazy like that. But it was like, what in the world? So let me see if I can find a good one. See, like some of the stuff, like they did, like here I can show you a little bit of this. It showed like the robots, and see, I couldn't get into the art. It showed the robots, like there's like a big pyramid, but underneath it, that's supposed to be fire, and then it kind of shows her racing on a motorcycle to the robots and to find her cat, the little cat Jelly Bean. So she's goofy. Aria, she's really, it's mostly just her. She's literally the main character. The cat's this kind of goofy time to time Jelly Bean, but it's literally just her, scavenging, like I said, finding stuff out, and then these aliens popped up towards the end and just started going crazy on the city, and I was like, what? But a plot twist happened towards the end of the about 2/3, about not even 2/3, about 3/4, about 3/4 of the story. It was like what? I was like, I couldn't believe it. I didn't think too much of it, but but all in all, towards the end of it, this book is about 100. It's only about 100. I think about 110 if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. Yeah, you got 100 and Yeah, there's about 115 pages of it. Towards the end, there's going to be like backstory, what happens before the apocalypse, and then what's going on. But it's just your basic, in the world, got to save, rescue, yada yada yada, and then a plot twist happen, and then the story. However, if I ever had to rate the plot, I give it that. I give it a 6 because it wasn't too predictable. What had happened, but I was like, mm-mm. So this one, I think. Hey Daniel, can I show her fighting off the animals on here? I don't know. Is that gonna be too violent on this?
Man, no. Show it.
You said what?
I said no, show it.
Okay, so that's what I said. It's definitely mature of how they got some of the stuff. So one, she was out in the forest, and then she had these wild dogs. So one thing, her hair got caught in her tree branch, so she's kind of move my finger. She's making noises to get the dogs, so she starts slicing them up, yeah, cutting up the dogs. They started bleeding everywhere. I said, "Oh, wait a minute!" I was like, "Whoa, wait." I was like, I didn't think it was gonna be like that. Of course, I knew there was gonna be violence, but like I said, with the cartoon blood, I was like, oh. But she did curse and other stuff on here, so I was like, all right. But artwork, oh no, this was a 3, maybe a 4. Bump it. This is a 3. I couldn't. Yeah, this artwork, I didn't think it was gonna be like that. People been praising it. People was praising this book, this graphic novel, just for the story, yeah, the twists and turns, but I couldn't get into it. And we had these discussions a couple of our episodes. You got people that will praise it, but I was like, do y'all really read it, or they like get your own opinion for it? Man, I couldn't. Nah. This book, I couldn't get into it. Yeah, it's supposed to be one of the best graphic novels of 2020, but by this recording, this is May. We still got a couple more months until we get we get these more graphic novels, stories, for 2020. I couldn't. So yeah, this one was a little bit hard to read. Yeah, because I stopped it a couple times just because the art was the art threw me off. The art really threw me off. And, like I said, I kept trying to push it because the story, maybe the story would get good. But just a couple episodes, you wanted to do stuff, but you dropped it. You can drop a whole series if the art's bad, and then the story's bad too, and then you're just like, you waste money, but you're just like, I can't do this. And that's how I felt. This graphic novel, when I bought it, I got on Instant Trade. I got it on sale, but this graphic novel is about $20. But you can look up on, yeah, and it's still pretty new too. So you're gonna get around $20. I bought this sucker like 15, 15, 16. So I felt pretty good. This wasn't hurting my wallet. Ain't nothing too bad or biggie, but definitely not for kids. Definitely not for kids. Young adults for sure. If you like that if you like the sci-fi, because there's like I said, there's aliens. You like the apocalypse, end of the world theme. Definitely for this one. Twists and turns, yes, definitely, because when you kind of see the story of Aria, it was weird, and then I can give this hint out. When you look at some of the art, especially when it kind of shows her getting angry, her eyes would change. And I was like, what's up with that? Like her eyes will look different. Like it would look like the cat eyes. So I thought the cat was communicating with her. I didn't know what was going on, but they'll explain what goes on with that. And I was like, oh shoot. I was like, I was like, okay. How they did that for her, but me personally, I wouldn't reread it. I might add it to like a collection, like I got my comics collections, I could have it in my collection, but would I ever reread it on a downtime or free time? Nah. Yeah, these two books, The Last Dragon and Apocalyptic Mural, these two, I couldn't do it. just because it wasn't really that it wasn't that interesting. I don't want to keep I don't want to keep downplaying or keep hating on it, but like we do on this channel, we'll be honest with it. I couldn't care for it, and the story just lost me. Really did. The Last Dragon, the art lost me, but the story was intriguing. But like I said, how they kind of ended with the battle with the dragons, I really did suspect more. I thought there was going to be a sequel. I thought it was just going to be, more and more, but it was like, this is one story, run and done, that's it. And then, like I said, the art was just pushing me off. Apocalyptic Girl, that art pushed me off. Yeah, definitely from the get-go, from the first couple of pages. Last Dragon, I had to keep reading into it, and I saw the lost of quality. But Apocalyptic Girl, it straight up hit me. And I was like, man, this is like something like a drunk adventure. Some really good stuff, but that's how I kind of got the vibe. I thought I was going to see something on that kick-ass level of detail, but it was this wasn't it for me. This wasn't it for me. So yeah, if you want to buy this for sure, Apocalyptic Girl, definitely. If you want to add it to your world-ending collection, kids definitely cannot read this. And then that's what I said. It's not for me. I'll sell this in a couple weeks. Shoot, I'll send it over to you and let you look at it. And if you don't like it, you can sell it, because it was this ain't gonna be on this ain't on my collection. And see, I'm salty because both of them was made by Dark Horse, and I like Dark Horse. They do my Predator comics, my Predators, and some of my Alien comics. So I got to look out for more. This isn't something that was a mainstream besides Apocalyptic Girl, but it is what it is. How they did on these two. All right, you can zoom me out if you want, because that's pretty much it on my two topics.
Man, I ain't got no topics. I gotta be honest. You know what I'm saying? So
it's all good. So that's what I said. This episode definitely gonna be a quick one. This is not gonna be an hour episode, because this episode what did I say? Yeah, episode 15. Yeah, it was just gonna be me talking about these two books. So I feel sorry for all the people. They probably following and watching me. They said, we'll watch the video stuff later. I was feeling good. We got a lot of people. They said they're buying comics. They're looking up stuff that they want to see. They said they got a lot of recommendations. I'm proud. I'm really proud and happy, and I love to do it. If you want to message me for more recommendations, that's what a couple people did for Apocalyptic Girl. I'm not going to throw shade at y'all, but I'm really upset. You can always look me up at Big Book Bros. Definitely on Instagram, Twitter, even on Snapchat. I really don't discuss much on Snapchat. Instagram, I'm more active on that for sure. Twitter, I'm trying to get more into it. I definitely have a lot of art followers, and then people just kind of just here and there, but I'll definitely try to hit y'all up more on Instagram. And if y'all want to even message me, y'all can message me at 502-287-9545. Say, hey, I got some good comics. Or you be like, hey, what's good for here, or mangas, animes, or anything nerd related? Because I got my free time and I got some time to study. But these two, I don't know about some of these group of people. One of my friends was like, man, you like medieval and dragons and monsters, you gotta get this one. They said it's pretty good. I was like, nah, bro. So The Last Dragon, like I said, overall rating. Because usually we do our ratings just because of the art and story. Overall rating, I give this 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10. It's halfway there for me. Apocalyptic Girl, that's a 3 out of 10. That's 3 out of 10. 3 out of 10 because for that art, story-wise, same thing. 3 out of 10. It had a good plot. It really did have a good plot twist. Because I was reading and I was like, what? And then, I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, that was like my whole emotion. I was like, what? And then I was like, I was just, I had that little peak. I was like, and I was like, nah. So that's it for me. But definitely, since my, a lot of people statewide what's been going on with the COVID, everything, and lockdown. Comic book stores should be opening up more. Definitely, my shipments have been coming in better because I had a 4 week, I had a month stall. I had a full 1 month stall of my subscriptions from in stock trades because I messed up. I ordered I could order like 20 something comics, but for all the people, if you order online from in stock trades, do not mix your order with mangas. Do please, I swear, do not mix your comic books, graphic novels. Do not mix them with mangas, because that's a whole other department, and they will hold your stuff. And I like that because they want to get all your stuff, so they don't have to make sure everything's in stock. But they're like, hey, we won't ship out any of your books until we ship out everything. And I was like, ah, crap. I was like, oh gosh. But the two mangas, a couple people, they kind of seen, they know what I'm gonna do. I'm probably gonna do those mangas probably for our 20th episode, just because it was from a previous old anime and manga series that we talked about on like our first 10 episodes. So I gotta do a revamp and a re-upload. Like, I'm gonna do real better on this one, and then I can show y'all different artworks. But man, that's pretty much it for me. I'm done rambling and ranting. Just kind of give a little sneak peek what we're going to do. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So this is this episode for Big Book Bros. Bossman just chilling behind the scenes. Just this
Well, no, I was gonna say, Michael. I was gonna say, I think, I think, I think I'm gonna go ahead and look up online and see the reading order for uh DC Dark Metal. Is it Dark Metal?
The DC Dark Metals? Yeah, I got
because I have all the issues, and I think I want to go ahead and start reading them because Kick Ass. I have a lot of their stuff, but I ordered book 3, and I didn't know there was a prelude to book 2, and I ordered that one too. So I don't have it all in just yet. So I think I'm gonna wait, to read that. And I don't think I'm gonna get done with Dark Metals either, because
Dark Metals. It's still going, because right now they're doing some stuff about Shazam. The Shazam Who Laughed. They kind of put the last I heard really was the Batman Who Laughed. He had a his toxin, to other superheroes. So they kind of lead up to some side stories of what was going on. Because I had the hardcover of the DC Dark Knight's Metal, and then I had one about what they're called, the evil Batman, the dark multiverse of the Batmans. The Dark Knights. They had each story of each Dark Knight besides the newest one, because they introduced the newest one back in 2019. He was like a Punisher style. He had all those weapons, but he wasn't introduced during the release of the full, the story. So I have the hardcover of that. Then I had the hardcover of the main event of what was going on from like the Dark Multiverse. But I'm way behind.
You're right. Now that I think about it, I know a couple different runs that's going on right now. They got the Blue Beetle. Yeah, you're right. I guess I should say the older stuff, before they started coming out with this new stuff. Because I have like all the trade paperbacks, and then of course I have the last 6 issues of Damage, but and I have the newer stuff too. Because a lot of them are one shots.
Yep.
They got Shazam. The one with Shazam was a one shot that I know of, and then like I said, they got Blue Beetle. They got some one shot, and they had some other ones as well. But like I kind of forgot about it. But I kind of think I'm just gonna go ahead and dive, since I have most of the stuff. I think I want to go ahead and read it up, and see, get into that, and then after that, I'm gonna go to Kick Ass. I'm gonna try to balance Image now, instead of just reading straight Image. Not that I don't like it, I really do, but like sometimes the superhero stuff kind of gets repetitive.
Yeah, so that's what I said. When your mind can kind of, we've been reading and watching so much entertainment. You just kind of, you can kind of see where the story goes, or that's what I said, stuff doesn't interest you no more. It really don't. So Yeah, I couldn't even tell you what my the preview. Usually I don't do no previews until next Friday or next Wednesday. But yeah, I couldn't even tell you what I start reading now. I still got I got all those new graphic novels and mangas. But shoot, on my pastime, dude. I've been stocking up on my mangas to read online, dude. I got like 88 subscriptions. I didn't even realize. I got like 88 different mangas that I've been reading, and I finished like 12. I finished like 12 or 15 of them. So I'm keeping myself, occupied by reading online, but especially um some of the books I'm gonna have to look into. But yeah, I'm a kind of dive off from Marvel and DC for a little bit, just because ain't nothing really grabbing me just yet for new stuff or even old. I probably got some good classics I could read, single issues or paperbacks or quick runs. But I'll gotta look into the layer. You gotta figure out what's in the vault, figure out what's going on. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, I feel sad about this episode. These were, I had some hope for them, but yeah,
That was kind of a disappointment. I know
yeah.
how that goes, man. I have a ton.
Dude, last episode or 2 episodes before this, yeah, you was telling me, you was like, man, I lost interest of the story, or you was like, I'm not even gonna talk about the second It book because that you was just
Dude,
done, you was done with it, and I was like,
I had
oh
to
man,
force my way through it. I had
dude,
to force my way. I didn't even want to finish it.
dude, and I was and I was thinking, I was like, what? And then that's what I said. I've been doing stuff that I love, and I was like, man, this is something I can get out there. But then I was like, all right, let me listen to the other group, the other fans, and I was like, these were stuff that I never looked up, and I was like, the best of 2020. I was like, let me read it, and I was like, y'all reading the same thing that I was reading. I was like, y'all hyping stuff up because it looks different. I was like, yeah, it looks different, but I was like, those stories, I was like, nah. I was like, nah. I was like, nah.
Yeah, I never heard of them.
Yeah,
They looked interesting.
yeah.
It's kind of like I'm eager to see what you had to say about them because they looked
Dude.
interesting. You rated them, and then with the art, I was just like, I mean, I can get past the art. I really don't care if it's bad or not. Like I said,
but the story. That's what I'm saying. The story. Yeah. I was like, and that's what I said. My hopes. That's what I said with the Last Dragon. 5 out of 10. If people want to look at it, percentage wise, I do give it a 50-50. Besides the art. But that's what I said, that what makes it so low is because how would you read it? That's another thing. The language on here is like I said, it's the old school Shakespearean. So that's what I said, not everybody's gonna be reading it. Thou art, my mother was et. And I was like, what does that mean? And it was like, oh, it means eaten, killed. I was like, okay. I'm reading, I was like, who's et? And I was like, oh, eaten. You know what I'm saying? They were like, thou shalt this and that. I was like, and then they showed I told the whole story, showing the whole night, the whole Dragon Slayer warrior, and the dude he wasn't a real warrior. And I was like, I've seen this cliche so many times in movies and books, and I was like, this ain't, he gonna find the courage, and he did. And I was like, yeah. The only thing that threw me off with the Last Dragon was they defeated it with a kite. I was like, I said, what? I was like, I don't know, but Apocalyptic Girl, nah. I'll let people buy it to see with the plot twist, and then some people are gonna have my reaction. They're gonna be like, "Oh, just like that." I'm just gonna go through 3 phases, but that's pretty much it on my end. So yeah, big shout out, like I said, to Airless Soul, definitely for the amazing artwork that he did with Guap.
Yeah, it was dope. I need to post it on Instagram. I haven't even posted it up.
Dude, Instagram and even on your thumbnail for your YouTube for sure. So any people that's watching this, if you're like with the dogs or the bully group, look them up real quick. Airless Saul on Instagram or Twitter, you'll definitely see it. Boss Man, he'll post it to show off the amazing artwork. He's a good fan. He really helps out. He likes watching our stuff, and I was just happy. Dude been doing some amazing art for me. Shout out to Star Mike, one of my favorite artists as well, and he follows me, and that's pretty much it. That's all. That's what I said. I'm kind of glued from the books. I gotta cheer myself up. I got stuff to do. I'll figure some more stuff. I'll get into. That's what I said. I don't know just shit. I'm not gonna go. I don't know if I'm gonna do the comic rap for next episode, but
Or now that I think about it, I might read Scooby Doo Scooby Doo and the Apocalypse. I might
what?
read that one.
Are you talking about that violent one?
Yes, yeah.
Oh my god.
It looks good. So, and I think I got the 6 trades. I think it's 6 trades. I got it. Now, when you said apocalyptic, it brought that up to my attention. I might read that one because that one's
go ahead, cause Scooby Doo's trending right now, cause that movie just got released. Man, that movie been getting some hate. That movie was not doing so good right now. That new Scoob movie, I seen some stuff from reviewers, but yeah, we'll talk. Yeah, I don't know if I want to talk about no Scooby Doo movies. Shit, that's what I might do. I might talk about it. I don't know just yet. That's what I say. I don't know what I'm gonna talk about next week. You know, I gotta
That's
read.
what we've been doing, Michael. That's why I ain't read nothing, man. We've been watching 2 movies every day, dude. We done watched 1917. We done watched Sonic. We done watched Bloodshot. We done watched one today that I really liked, Midway. We done watched No Mercy. I think it's called Mercy. It's with Jamie Foxx.
Mercy with the court. Mercy.
That was good. That was good. We done watched. We about to watch Doolittle. We don't watch some other stuff too. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but still got a whole bunch. We've been hitting up Redbox every day, you know, because I don't know. There's so many movies that came out that we ain't watched, and you know, we watched crazy. So we ain't watched movies in like 3 months. So we got so many back movies to watch. You know, I forgot about Bloodshot. Oh, we watched Bad Boys for Life. That was real good. I like that.
Yep.
I just can't remember, but that's what we've been doing this week. So I just
binge on the movies.
I didn't even play no Call of Duty. I ain't played no Call of Duty today. I'm about to hop on now. Well, matter of fact, I gotta go. I gotta go feed the dogs.
Yeah. Get a quick shout out to my people in North Carolina, because as I said, again, apologize for last week's episode. There was a storm, and definitely, if y'all don't know how the weather's been going, we've been hitting. We got the hurricane weather going on. So again, I do apologize for last week's episode of bad quality, what was happening. But yeah, we got rain nonstop for like 3-4 days, but now it's pretty chill today. But all right, I keep saying all right, but we done. So I'll talk to all those people later. Like I said, look me up, Big Book Bros, Instagram, Twitter. Hit me a message. I'll add you to a group if you want to join the group. And that's it. We done for this one. All right, boss man.